Hi guys, good morning. Okay, let me share my screen. Today what we need to discuss it. Power BI. Power BI only here. So SQL server part is completed, right? Okay. So now from the Power BI side, okay, from today onwards, Power BI will be classes will be started. See, that means continuation of the connection to the SQL server. Okay. So whenever you open a Power BI file, okay, so you know how to connect with Excel. Okay. And while connecting, now I'm showing while connecting with SQL server, what are the steps you have to follow it. So directly we can get, one way is getting a table directly into this Power BI desktop. Another way is writing a select statement also we can get it. Let's see in both the cases. See here. So if you want to connect with SQL server, means where you need to go? Get data. For any of the data source, if you want to connect it, means get data is the only option. Understand? So here you know Excel how you can connect it. Now I will show you SQL server connection. Okay. When you click on SQL server, what will happen? That means it will ask the server name, database name. You know, right? What is server name? That means whenever you open a particular one, see SQL server, initially this window will open, right? This is the window. Here, whatever server name is there, this server name we need to give it here itself. Understand clearly or not? Database name is optional. No need to give it. If you give it also, that is okay. Understand? Understand clearly. So first of all, we don't want to give the database name. Just we need to give the server name. But server name is mandatory. Understand or not? So click on connect. Okay. It will connect it to our SQL server. So in that SQL server, what are all the databases are there? You can see it here. Okay. So which database tables you want to connect it? First, you have to go to that particular database. Okay. In which database we created? In B10, right? So here, if you expand the database, here itself, you can see the tables. These tables, these tables only you can select it. Okay. So whichever table you want to select it, you can select that particular one. Vijay, can we select multiple tables once at a time? Suppose I'm selecting this one. Can I select again one after this, like this? After this particular table selection, can we select this table also? Yes, we can do it. How many tables you want once at a time, you can load it. How many tables you are selected, those many data sets are created in Power BI. Understand clearly or not? Click on load, transform data and cancel option will. Did I explain you about load, transform data and cancel or not? What is load? It will directly load it into Power BI model. Okay. Transform data means if you want to do any modifications on the data, then you have to go to the transform data. That means whatever the data sets you are selected, in those data sets, if you want to do modifications in Power BI, then you have to go with the transform data. If there is no modifications are not required, then you have to select a load. Click on load. Those two data sets are directly loaded into the Power BI model. Understand or not? See, those two tables are once at a time we can load the tables. For the first time only it will take time. Next time onwards it won't take time. While at the time of first time connection with SQL server, it will take time. Understand? See, those tables are loaded. Once the tables are loaded, those tables are available here or not? Understand or not? Understand clearly or not? See, Vijay, after loading the data into the model, can we go to the transform data? So at the time of loading the data, you have load, transform data and cancel. I forget to go to the transform data there itself. After loading the data into the model, can we go to the transform data? Yes. Where that option is available? This is an option. Understand or not? Okay, by clicking in all this also, you can go to the transform data on which data set you want to do the modification, select the data set and do the modification there itself. Understand clearly or not? Is it clear or not? Okay, so when you are connecting with that means when you are connecting with SQL server, directly tables are loaded into the Power BI or not? Whichever table you want, you can select it. You're loading the data. So suppose, for example, give the server name, database name also I need to give it. Whatever the database name here, I need to give this same database name here in this Power BI. Understand or not? Click on. Okay. Now what will happen? It will connect to the server. Under the server, it will connect to the database, what we mentioned it. Under that particular database, what are all the tables are there, directly it will show it. See here. No need to select any particular database here. It will, because the database name we are given there itself. That means it will connect to the server. Under the server database, it is connected. Under the database, which tables you want to select it, you can select it here itself. Understand now? You understand the difference. If you are not giving the database name, how it will be there. After giving a database, how it will be there. This is the. Understand or not? Click on cancel. So click on cancel it. Now you know how we can connect with SQL server directly if you want to load the table. Okay. So give the server name, database name, and you can connect it, right? But there is a drawback is there here. If you want to load the tables, there is a drawback because the wastage of memory it will happen if you are not using all the columns from the table, right? In the Power BI, you are pulling a tables, that's fine. But what columns you are used in the visual, okay, that is fine. If you are not using those columns into the visual, the wastage of memory happens here or not? Huh? Like if you are pulling like 5 tables, in the 5 tables, there are each table having 10 columns are there. Only five columns only you're using in all the tables itself. Remaining 5 columns, the wastage memory happens in Power BI or not? Okay, that's the reason. If you want to use all the columns into that particular report, then you can directly pull the table. This is an option. So give that particular server name, database name. After that, you can select that particular table and you can connect it. Understand or not? So this is how we can increase the performance of the report. Suppose if you are using all the columns in the table, this is an option. Give the server name, database name, select the table and load that. No. I want to say instead of getting the table directly, what columns is required? I want to use those columns only. That is the best one, right? How you can do that? With the select query, we can write that one. Understand or not? So what will happen here it is suppose, for example, I want to use this particular table. Only this table is. So whenever you are using, like, see here, what will happen here? Like, suppose you are giving server name there itself. And database name is optional. And if you click on OK, what will happen? Whichever table you want, you can select that particular table, that column will comes to that particular one, right? But there is a drawback, right? If the columns, all the columns, if you are use it, then it is fine. If you are not using all the column, memory wastage will happen. Instead of that one, see, this is one way. Like, so if you want to use all the column from the table, then directly do this process, like giving the server name, database name, and select the table and click on load. Understand clearly or not? Understand clearly or not? Another way is by writing the select statement. In the select statement, what columns you require, those columns only also we can pull it. Let's see how we can pull it. See here. Suppose in this table, I don't want all the columns. I want few of the columns. Like how you can write it? If few of the columns only you required means, what columns you required. In place of star, you can write it or not. That means I want ID, I want name column, I want date one. That's it. I want these three columns only. Okay. So whenever you take, copy this select query here. Okay. And what you need to do is, again, you have to connect with that particular SQL server. Okay. There is an advanced option, is there or not? Expand this advanced options. And here you have to put that select query in this box itself. And give the server name and everything. And click on connect. Okay. See, database name is also mandatory when you are giving a select query. So you need to give the and click on load. Understand or not? There are two ways you can connect with SQL server. Directly, if you want to load the table, you can load it. Or else by writing the select statement also we can write it. So that select statement, first you need to prepare here itself. In SQL server, you need to prepare that one. The same query, execute this one, and after that you can put that particular query into Power BI. Understand or not? Sometimes it is getting error also. If it is getting error here itself, how it is executed there itself. That's the reason. So whatever select statement you want to prepare in SQL server and pull that one. Not only with one table, you can, by writing a joins, you can apply multiple joins, and you can, what columns is required, you can put it in the select statement. That also we can pull it. Let's see that one also. There are two options. There are two tables are there, right? Select star from left table. Yeah, I'm applying inner join. Right table on A dot ID is equal to B dot product ID. Is getting or not? So that means you can prepare the select statement by applying joins with multiple tables. Also, you can prepare it, not with a single table. Understand or not? By using this also we can increase the performance, because suppose you want two tables data. What you are doing normally, you are pulling those two tables into the Power BI. Understand? So after pulling that, few of the columns in both the tables, it is required. You have to use those columns in the report, and remaining columns, wastage of memory. But if you are using this select statement, okay, what columns is required, those columns only we can use it there, then we can increase the performance of the report. Understand? My As per my experience, always you have to prepare a select statement. Understand? Because in the organization also, you are not using complete table columns. Okay, whichever columns you required it, you have to prepare that in the select statement and pull the data. And those related data only it will be displayed, right? Understand clearly or not? Suppose, for example, if you are using multiple tables, like with the joins only, you can apply it. Okay, and apply it. After that, suppose, for example, ID, A dot ID, comma, A dot name, comma, and B dot sales only I wanted. I don't want product ID column. Whichever columns is required. So in these two tables, okay, in the left table, ID name is there. In the right table, product ID and sales is there. Which columns is required? So that's the reason I'm writing A dot ID, comma, A dot name, because these columns are from left table. This column is from right table. That means Elias name dot column name, you have to write it like this. Understand? Now, can we apply this select query? Yes. See? Again. You have to give the server name. Click on. See that table data only, that in that select statement, what columns are there? Those only it will pull it. Understand or not? So that's the reason most of the time 90% of the organizations are using only SQL Server. Remember, remaining some other companies are using other than SQL Server. But if you are using SQL Server, must and should you need to give like this. Always select table. Understand clearly or not? Okay. Click on load. That particular data will be loaded here. Understand both the cases, how to connect with SQL Server. You can directly connect with the table, or else by writing the select statement also we can connect it, right? Understand clearly or not? Don't forget this one. Okay. So, and one more important point is, suppose for example, I'm giving a server name. Okay. When you are connecting with SQL Server, you will have database name is optional. Okay. And leave it. Okay. So there is a connectivity modes are also available. Which connectivity mode I need to select it? There are two types of connectivity modes. What are those? Import, direct query. See, these connectivity modes are available for all the data sources? No, it is available for SQL Server data source, or when you connect with Oracle data source, these connectivity modes are available. What is this connectivity mode? If you are selecting import, what will happen? Import. That means first, whatever table you are pulling, suppose I'm giving the table. Suppose, for example, I'm selecting import, right? By default, it is selected import. Suppose, for example, I'm selecting a table import. Okay. So what will happen? This particular table, first it will load the data into the Power BI memory, that we can call it as X velocity engine. What is that? That is the Power BI memory. Understand? So first it will store this particular data in the memory when you choose import. If you want to use any of the column data or anything, from the memory onwards, we can pull it and it will shows the data in the visualization. Understand clearly or not? Is it clear or not? Is it clear or not? But direct query, it is not like that. For direct query, there is no Power BI memory. That's the reason. Whenever if you want any column data, every time it will hit the database and pull the data and load the data. And after that, it will shows the data. Understand? Is it clear or not? That means there are two connectivity modes are available. One is import, another one is direct query. Import means, that means whatever table you are choosing, that table first it will load the data into Power BI memory. From the memory onwards, it will pull the data. That means it is not connected. For the first time only, it will connect it to the data source like SQL Server. Okay. Once the data is loaded into that one, next time onwards, if the data is required from that particular table, it will pull from the memory itself, not from the data source. Understand? But when you connect with the direct query, what will happen? Whatever the table you are choosing here, if the connectivity mode is direct query, whatever table you are choosing, that table data not loaded in the Power BI memory. It will directly load it in the Power BI desktop. And after that, whenever the column you are pulling into the visualization, then for that, first it will hit the database of that particular table. We are getting the table from SQL Server only, right? It will connect to that particular SQL Server table and pull the table data again and show that particular data, because there is no Power BI memory, right? For direct query. That's the reason if you are doing any operation for direct query, every time it will hit the database. Understand? Because of this one, direct query report performance is very, very poor. Always you have to choose which connectivity mode? Import. Understand? Not only here, in organization also you are using import query mode only. Understand clearly or not? Is it clear or not? Is it clear for all the options for SQL Server? Anyone having any doubt, please let me know now itself, because very important. You know server, right? What server name is given to connect with SQL Server? That server name. Database name is optional, or else you can give it also. And connectivity modes, there are two types are there: import and direct query. For import, if by default, this is the option it is selected. If it is import, it will load into Power BI memory. From the memory itself, you can pull the data and show it in the visualization. But direct query, it is not like that. Each and for showing any particular column in the visualization, it will hit the database and pull the data and show the data. Suppose if you are removing a column in the visualization, again it will go to hit the database and load the data. After that, column will be removed. When compared to the direct query, import query have better performance. That's the reason the organization also they are using import. Vijay, I have a doubt here. When to use import query, when to use direct, how would I know? If you want to show on daily basis data, understand? Daily users are seeing the report. Daily data is getting. Okay. Then we have to use import. Understand? Not on daily basis, on quarterly basis, or like half quarter related or yearly basis, they want to view the report. Then we have to use direct query. Understand clearly or not? Any doubts in this one? Now, so after these two options, always you have to select import only. So when you connect giving server name, database name, what will happen? Click on connect it and load the table directly into the Power BI, right? Instead of loading directly table into the Power BI, you can, by writing the select statement also, in the select statement, what columns is required, those columns only you have to mention in the select statement and you can load that one. Okay, that select statement where you can give under advanced option, here itself you need to give that select query. That select query you need to prepare from here itself. Understand clearly or not? So either you can use single table select statement or else multiple tables. By applying a select statement also you can prepare it like this. In both the cases I will show you, right? So in this one, instead of putting select star, you can put like what columns is required. Those columns you have to mention it. Understand clearly or not? Any doubts in this one? This is how SQL Server connection will be there. We open this door. Next. So you know how to connect with Excel, right? Huh? So if you want to connect with any other data sources, see, suppose I want to connect with OneDrive. Is it OneDrive is available? You have to check it here. Whichever data source you want to connect it, first you need to check it in the get data that data source is available or not. Understand clearly or not? Okay. Suppose OneDrive, it is not available. Can we, so you know how to connect with Excel, right? So just select that particular Excel. See here, even OneDrive data also we can connect it. How we can connect the OneDrive data? Even OneDrive data source is not available here, but here it is not available OneDrive data here itself. See here, is it OneDrive data source is available? No, but OneDrive nowadays, OneDrive is connected for each and every laptop. That means whenever you are taking a new laptop, first you need to log in with OneDrive only. Okay, because you have an Outlook mail. If it is there, with that it is connected to the OneDrive, but that is mandatory. Okay, so once it is connected with once you are giving with the credential, automatically Microsoft will give the free version of OneDrive, and that it is in the local. That means it is connected here itself. That means it is connected from your laptop itself. It will directly connect with OneDrive here. Understand or not? Suppose, for example, in Power BI, if I want to connect with OneDrive, means OneDrive data source is not available, but OneDrive data source is connected to the local system or not. Suppose if you connect with Excel, click on connect it. Then it is asking the path where the Excel it is there. You can connect with OneDrive Excel also, right? Because see here it is available. So suppose, for example, I want to load this Excel data. Select this one and click on open. Which table data you want to load it? Select the data and click on load. Understand clearly or not? Is it clear or not? So like this, we can connect either OneDrive data or normal Excel data. Anything you can connect it like this. Understand clearly or not? So how many data sources we connected? Excel data we connected, OneDrive data we can connect it, SQL Server data we can connect it. Not only this one, few more data sources also we can connect it. When you are working with that particular option, we are connected to that one. Folder we can connect it, JSON we can connect it. Understand? All these things we can connect it one by one. Understand clearly or not? Next one. Okay, so the same Excel workbook option is outside of this one also. It is available here itself. It is available. Next one is OneLake Data Hub. Like if you want to connect with Power BI data sets or warehouse related data, marts related, those related data also, you can use it by using this one. But right now it is not required. Understand clearly or not? Next one is SQL Server. You know how to connect with SQL Server data, right? So here also it is available. Next one is enter data. What is enter data will do? Means if up to now, how you can create the data set by selecting a particular data source table and you can create the data set in Power BI desktop, right? You are selecting a particular data source data and you are creating a table here. Okay, without selecting any of the data source, you can create the data set in Power BI desktop. That option we can call it as enter data. That means how you can create the table, like columns, rows, values, and everything you can give it, right? In this enter data, that means without connecting to any of the data source in the Power BI desktop itself, you can create a data set. So by using an option called enter data, click on this one. Okay, so what it is there? Column name is there. So what is the column name you need to give? So that means what column is required, you can give it. How you can give, initially the name is column 1 it is. If you want to change your own column name, how you can do that one? Double click on that particular column header, you can change the name of that column. If you want to create a new column, then you need to click on this plus button. It will create a new column. If you want to create a new row, this is the plus button you have to click. Understand or not? Suppose, for example, this column like name. Understand clearly or not? Click on load. Edit is nothing but transform data. Understand or not? Transfer. If you want to do modifications for this particular one, you can click on edit it. Understand? Click on load. That means by using enter data table also you can create your own columns and you can create your own rows and values, whatever values you want to give it, you can give it here. Understand or not? See here the table. Which one is the one? So this is the table. This is the table I created, right? That it will be loaded. Suppose, for example, I want to insert a new row for this particular table. Is it possible? Huh? That means, see here, very important point is there. Whichever tables you are created by using enter data, those tables are editable tables. That means you can modify it, you can remove the columns, you can remove the rows, or you can modify the cell values also. N number of things you can do it. But when you connect with the data source related table, those are not editables. Understand or not? When you connect with any of the data source, pull the table into Power BI, right? Those tables are non-editable. The tables which is created by using enter data, those tables only we can edit it. The tables which you are connected with the data source related, those tables are non-editable. Let's see practically. Okay, so that means accept the table, remaining all are data source related tables or not. Let's see whether we can modify it or not. If you want to do modification, where you need to go? Huh? Transform data. Where it is there? Here it is there, right? Click on this one. See here. Suppose, for example, I want to modify this table. Okay. See, select the table. On the right side, there is an option called applied steps is there, right? So in that first step, source is there. Double click on the source. When you double click on the source, it is asking to connect to that particular data source. The data set is not editable. Whatever the data set is available here, this data set is not editable. That means if you connect with any of the data source and load that data into the Power BI, those are not editable in Power BI desktop. If you want to do any modification from the data source itself, you can modify it. Not here. But whichever data sets you are created by using enter data, those tables are modified. See here, which table? Table, right? Okay, this is the table I created by using enter data option. Okay, how can I modify this particular one? Select the table and go to on the right side, there is an option called applied steps. Under the applied steps, there is an option source is there. Double click on this one. Again, this window will come. Suppose I want to change this value. Okay. See, double click on that particular cell. That cell value is editable. And now I'm changing to like this. You can change the value. Suppose I want to remove the row. Can we remove it or not? How you can remove it? Right click on cell. First select the row. Here you need to select the row and right click on that one. You will have an option called delete. That row will be deleted. If I want to remove the column, then what you need to do? Select on the column header, which column you want to remove it. Select that particular column. Right click on that particular column. You will have an option called delete. Understand or not? So suppose if you want to insert a new row. Suppose in middle of the table, I want to insert a new row. Then what you need to do? Select that particular row and click on insert. Understand or not? In middle of the row, in middle of the table also we can insert the row, or at the end also we can insert that particular row, or in middle of the column also we can insert a column, or at the end also we can insert a column. Like this we can do all the things. Understand clearly or not? Any doubts in this one? Okay, we can insert and we can modify also in the cell value also. You can modify it. How you can modify the cell value? Double click on this particular cell value and change the value also. That means enter data table is editable. Like you can change anything from that particular. So suppose for example, in enter data table, okay, So you are creating this table, enter data. You are created this table. Okay. So in this, so if I want to, what happens here it is, I need to create like thousands of records in the enter data table. 1,000 records or 10,000 or 20,000 records I want to display it. I want to enter. That means manually it is very difficult to enter it, right? Because by clicking on this enter data and each and every column, each and every row, if you want to give it means very, very difficult. Understand or not? So then what we need to do? Suppose, for example, you are preparing that data in some other data source. Suppose you are preparing that data in the Excel. That Excel data, you can copy it and put it in the enter data also. Understand clearly or not? Let's see practically. Suppose, for example, so see, I have this particular table. This table data, I need to copy it. What you need to do? How you can copy it from here? You know, right? How you can copy it from this particular. Just select that particular one, Control plus C. You are copying this data. Now I want to put this particular data in the enter data table. Then how can I put that particular one? Open this particular one. And so in enter data, click on enter data. Here in the first column, you have to select it and you can paste it. What is a shortcut for paste? See, is that column is created or not? Is that column is created or not? That means all the table is copied or not? Like this. Or else in the existing enter data table, there is an existing enter data table. For that also you can modify it, right? Let's see. Suppose, for example, I have already enter data table is there. What is that one table? In this, in this table itself, I want to enter that particular data. Is it possible? Yes. Go to source, double click on the source, and the table opens like this. In the first column, select the first column and click on paste. Understand clearly or not? Is it clear or not? Understand clearly or not? Okay. So this is the same options we can do it from the data source related tables. We cannot do it. Remember, very, very data source related tables, we cannot modify anything from the Power BI desktop. If you want to do any modification means in the data source where the data is pulling from that particular data source, you have to go there and modify it. Not in Power BI, it is not possible. But enter data related table, we can modify it. You can create the column, you can create the row, you can modify the cell value. By double click on that, modify the cell value, it is possible. Understand? If you want to create a new column, also we can create it, right? By clicking on this plus button, you can create a one. If you click on below, the rows are there. When you click on this particular button, this particular plus button, create a new row. If you want to modify the cell value means double click on this one. You can modify it. Understand? Suppose, for example, in middle of the row also you can insert a new record into that one. Right click on that one, insert it. In middle of the column, you can insert a new table, new column. Right click on that particular column, you will see an option called insert. Understand clearly or not? Okay. Or else suppose if the data is like thousands of data is there, all the things here entering here, it is very difficult, right? So you can copy from some other location of the data and you can paste it in the enter data or not? How you can paste it? Copy there and open the enter data. In the first column, you have to select the first column and click on Ctrl+V or paste it. Understand clearly or not? Very, very, very important option. Yeah, tell me, Mohammed. Like, yeah. You can unmute and ask.
Yes, yes. Good morning, sir. Sir, while importing data from database, uh, there is an option for transform. Don't you think that this allow us to edit table through transformation?
Sorry. I didn't understand, Mohammed, what you are
Uh,
saying.
Sir, as you said, these tables that we import from database are non-editable, right?
Yeah.
Then we have an option for transform option. Don't you think transformation is also like editing table in Power Query?
Transformation, it is applied for modifying. That means, see, that means what table it is getting. With that table, you cannot do any modification. After getting the table, after the data, you can do the transformations. Understand? Suppose, for example, I want to modify, I want to change the Mexico value. Is it possible to change it?
No.
That's what I'm saying. After getting this data into Power BI, then by using these transformation on the existing table, on the existing column, you are applying some options. That's it. But you cannot modify that particular record, existing record. Is it possible?
Okay, sir.
Understand, Mohammed?
Yes. Other doubt is
Suppose, for example, see, this table is coming from SQL Server, or else this table is coming from Excel. It is. I want to modify this record. Is it possible? By double click on this one, is it possible to edit it? Or else in the data source itself, you can modify that particular value. Is it possible? No. It is asking, see, it is asking the server name. But enter data related tables, whichever you are selected, okay. Suppose, for example, okay, suppose this is the one. Can we modify this value, this particular cell value? Is it possible to modify it?
no.
Yes. Double click on this one.
Okay, from that table, right?
Yeah. Double click on. I want to change this particular value. Only this particular value. Okay. See here. O2. Now see. Is it changed or not?
Yes.
But data source related, is it possible? After getting the data source labeled into the Power BI, after with that existing column, you are applying some other transformation options.
Okay.
Understand? Because in the existing table, you cannot modify it. That's the reason you are creating a new column. There itself, you can modify it and do the transformation option. Understand clearly?
Yes.
Any doubts?
Sir, one more doubt that is regarding data connectivity mode. If the record is updated frequently in database, and since in import mode it is not connected, then how it will reflect data in that?
Very good question. Okay. Even I also forgot to explain this. Suppose what Mohammed is asking the question is, see here. What Mohammed is, Vijay, you are connecting with SQL Server table, okay, and you are load that particular table into that one. Suppose in a 1 hour, the latest, that means latest data also, it will load it into that particular table. Whenever the latest data is loaded into that particular table, is it the latest data is also reflected in the Power BI automatically? No, it is not possible. 100% it is not possible. That means whenever the data source is ready, suppose your data source data is loaded with the latest data. Okay. You in the Power BI, when the latest data is loaded in the data source, is the data is automatically loaded in the Power BI? No, you have to refresh it. You have to load the latest data from the data source itself. Then only it will be displayed in that Power BI. Understand clearly? Mohammed.
Yes, yes. In the other mode, like direct query mode, since it is a connection has been made, if we update anything on that database, then it should reflect automatically in the direct query mode. Is it true?
Is it? Wait, this is also very good question. Vijay, you are selecting import mode. When they are selecting import mode, it is not possible to load the latest data into the particular one. For direct query mode, is it possible to load what latest data is available in the data source? It is available. Yes, because a direct query doesn't have memory. Always it will hit that particular data source right every time. That's the reason direct query, what data is there in data source itself, that particular data, it will be loaded into Power BI automatically.
Yes.
Understand, Mama?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Any doubts?
No, that's it from my side.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. But Mohammed, next time onwards, please ask the question at the end. Okay.
Okay, okay. Sorry, sir.
Because
Sorry,
if you ask means some points are missed.
sorry, sir.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. This is how you can modify the data by using enter data options, right? And click on close. Now, what is the next option? Dataverse. In the last class itself, I will explain you. That means this Dataverse related Power Apps. Okay. So if you want to load the Power Apps related data source, if you data set, if you want to load it by using Dataverse, you can. That means my data is available in Power Apps. Okay. That data I want to load it in Power BI. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible by using Dataverse. Understand clearly or not? Next one is recent sources. What is recent sources? Recently, whichever data sources you are connected, those are available here itself. That means I'm connecting with Excel. I'm connecting with SQL Server. I'm connecting with one slide profile. There are different data sources. Suppose, for example, if you want to connect the same data source again, then you can come here and whichever data source you want to connect it and click on this one. See, then automatically it is connected to that particular data source. It is not asking server name or anything. Is it is asking? But if you connect, when you use get data SQL server related, it is asking server name, database name, which connectivity mode, like that it is asking. But if your data source is available in the recent data sources, you can click on this one. It will directly connect to that one. Suppose I'm clicking on this one. What will happen? It will connect to that particular database also. Understand clearly or not? If you want to connect again with this particular data source, you just need to click on here. Here, what will happen? You need to click on this one, give the server name, database name, and connectivity mode, or all the things you need to select it. And after that, you need to go to that particular table, right? But if your data source is available in recent sources, means no need to use that one. Understand clearly or not? Is it clear or not? Okay. Next option is transform data. So transform data, that we can discuss it in tomorrow's class. Very, very important topic. Don't miss it. Transform data option. Okay. So that means after loading the data into Power BI desktop, if you want to do any modifications on that particular data, then we have to use transform data options only. Suppose you want 5 columns is there, but you in the report you want 2 columns only. Remaining 3 columns wastage of memory, right? Can we remove it or not? Yes, we can remove it. In the transform data, that option is available. Understand clearly or not? So what is transform data, how it will works, and everything that we can discuss it in tomorrow's class. Okay. This Saturday also class will be there. Everyone need to attend this Saturday also. Understand clearly or not? Okay. So we can stop it here. We'll continue tomorrow. Okay. Online team, anyone having any doubts? Online team. Good questions, Muhammad. Anyone having any doubts? If you are having doubts, I can unmute this one and yeah, tell me.
Sir. Hello.
All the different people having different mindsets will be there. So here in this institute, different people will be there, not Indian people. All the things here it is available. So if you are not able to ask the question, someone will ask the question. By listening that, you can understand what they are asking. Okay. Yeah, tell me.
Yes, you said in import mode, for better performance, we use import mode, right? But it takes Power BI memory space. If the data is huge, don't you think that it is going to impact the performance? Because
So
it is
if the huge amount of data is there, then we have to use that. But you have to convince to the client, right? If the huge amount of data is there, we cannot show it in the Power BI, like complete data. Suppose 6 years data you have made. Those 6 years data, the clients are viewing that 6 years data. No, right? They are viewing like 1 year or 2 year data. That's related data. See, that means how you are convincing with the client, that is important. So every time they are checking each and every year, means even for the clients also very different. They are viewing the data. They don't want to see the previous data, how it will. So currently how it is working. So those related data only you can show it. If you want to see all the client is asking like, I want to see all the data, you have to use direct one. That is the only option.
okay.
Because in the import, if you load a huge amount of data, it will decrease the performance of the report.
Yes.
Up to 1 crore of data, we can manage it. More than that, it is not possible. 1 crore means each 1 crore client is viewing that one, each and every record. No. Okay, that's the reason. Depends upon. So every time, most of the time, clients are viewing 6 months, three months related, or max 1 year related data. Those related data only have to. Remaining things, you have to put that particular report in the direct query itself. And whenever they want to see it, they can see that particular report. But we cannot refresh the report every day itself if it is direct query.
Yes.
Understand, Muhammad?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Rakesh, don't worry. Power Query is nothing but a transform data. Okay. So tomorrow onwards we will start what is transform data. That we transform data also we can call it as Power Query Editor window. Is that transform data window or Power Query window? Power Query Editor window. We can call it as transform. Understand, Rakesh? In that, so all the things it will come. Okay. Power pivot means you are loading the data by selecting a data source, right? That it is called as power pivot. Rakesh. Understand clearly or not? So tomorrow onwards we will discuss more on Power Query Editor window or transform data. Is it clear or not? Any doubts in this one? Okay. We can stop it here. We'll continue. Understand? Bye, guys.